Hello, hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to florencej.tarot. This is a very spontaneous thing. I had this last minute idea, and my cat is telling you that I'm not lying in the background. Yeah, mouse. I'm not gonna cut this out. Anyway, I had this very cool last minute idea. As soon as I realized Mother's Day is coming up, I decided to give a cute little treat to the women that rule the world, mothers. And it's gonna be a quickie reading, one card for strength, biggest strength, and one card for the biggest weakness, stuff that you can work on. And then one or however many cards for, words of encouragement or advice or whatever it is that you need to hear right now. We're going to leave that open. I like to leave open whatever wants to come out. But it's probably going to be 30 minutes per reading. At least that's what I'm planning to do, but you never know what's actually going to happen. Anyway, go ahead, pick your deck that you want to work with today. This is the Unfolding Path Tarot, and this is the Light Seer's Tarot. Pick your deck. I'm going to put the timestamps in the descriptions as always, and I'll see you there. Hello, Pile 1, welcome. You pick the Unfolding Path Tarot, and that's what you hear. So we're going to pull a card that talks about your biggest strength, something you're really good at in motherhood/parenthood. And then we're going to pull a card for a weakness of yours that maybe needs tending to, that Spirit wants you to be mindful of, pay your attention to right now. And then we're just going to pull some cards for general advice, words of encouragement, and so on and so forth. Whatever it is that you need to hear right now. So let's get started. Let's pull a card for, what should we start with? Should we just get it over with and, get the weakness part out of the way so we can focus on the nicer things, more, well, I don't want to say more positive things, because if Spirit shows you what you need to focus on, then that is a learning opportunity, and that's always a positive thing. But I think you know what I mean. There's a reason why you start with bad news, always. Oh, look, the Queen of Shuffling is back at work. Let's start with one of your weaknesses that Spirit wants you to pay attention to right now. Pile 1, a weakness that needs tending to, needs special care, special attention right now. Let's see. Yes, choose your words carefully, wisely. What is it that is most important right now? Most important to think of, pay attention to. I can't go with 3. People up there, please. I'm sorry, by the way, if this is taking too long. I always feel like the shuffling process takes forever, and I find it very dreadful. I feel like the people in front of the screen must be running out of patience. If that is the case for you, just fast forward. Like, don't feel guilty about skipping the shuffling. Okay, I shuffled the oracles already, but for some reason I feel obligated to shuffle the tarot in front of you. Because, yeah, maybe you want to see it. Who knows? Okay, we have 2 cards. I can live with that. So we have the Ace of Cups in reverse showing up, and the 6 of Cups in the weakness, which immediately makes me feel like you might have a hard time expressing your feelings. And even if your heart is overflowing with love towards them, you might have a hard time showing that. That is just the first pop I had. And but you're definitely like so fond of your child. I mean, I would say 98% of us are, or I want to hope so at least. Maybe that is naive for me to say, but I guess the only thing that I can say to you right now is you can never show your children too much love. There's no such thing as too much love. Maybe too much attention, but attention and love is not the same. You know, it's important for you to take your own time, and it's important for you to show them boundaries, to let them play on their own. But that doesn't mean you don't love them, and it doesn't mean that you don't want to be with them. It just means having your own boundaries. You know, even with your children, you can have that, while at the same time letting them know how much you love them, because children need so much reassurance, and they don't quite understand yet why would my mommy or my daddy not want to spend time with me, because they want to be with us like 24/7 all the fucking time. Non-stop. They don't need a break, but we do. And we have to be careful how we articulate when we need a break, right? Because we don't want to make them feel like I need a break from you because you're exhausting. We just need to tell them, look, mommy is tired. Mommy has been doing things all morning and now she's tired. And if you want me to have all the energy in the afternoon to pour into you, to play with you, and to give you my attention, then you need to give me an hour to take a nap, to read a book, you know, whatever it is, or whenever you do need a break. That we can explain that to our children in this way, if they're old enough. If they're smaller, you don't really need to do any explaining. It's more really about discipline with ourselves and dropping the mom guilt, really. I'm just going to call it mom guilt. Even if you're a dad or whatever you are watching this, I think we all know the term mom guilt. We need to drop that. We're our own people, and we have desires just like our children. And yes, they are our world, but so are we, you know. So yeah, I don't know if this is about you having troubles expressing your joyful, like your overflowing love for them out of fear you might spoil them, or if this is really about making sure you still have love to pour into yourself, you know. But I'm sure we'll learn more as the reading goes on. So let's see your biggest strength or strengths. What is pile one's biggest strength with their children? I really love how this card shows a mom and a daughter spending time with each other and like smelling the flowers and being really present in the moment. That's really why it made me feel like mommy needs to retreat every once in a while to be able to be present for their child. Oh my god, okay. Well, at least you have more strengths than weaknesses, I guess. Oh my god, it all came out reversed. So I guess we have opposite day again. 10 of Pentacles in reversed, then 3 of Wands in reversed, and 2 of Pentacles in reversed. And that is in the strengths. Let's see. I'm just gonna look at them upright real quick so I really get a picture of it. There's definitely a very strong family bond here that I think one of your strengths, one of your big strengths, is making the family feel complete and abundant and like they're not missing a thing in the world. And actually this is speaking about material abundance, but it came out reversed. So I think the message here is that an abundant heart is so much richer than all. It's so like an abundant heart, an abundant family life, and you know, the deep love that is shared within a family that is peaceful, is so much more valuable and will give you so much more happiness than all the money, everything money can buy, you know, anything money could buy. I hope that makes sense. And I think you really provide your family with that sense of stability, and just, yeah, stability, security, and completeness, you know. I feel like that's not surprising considering this is a Mother's Day video, but you're the glue that holds this family together in a wonderful way. You give your family so much, such a strong foundation. And then we have the 3 of Wands, which is all about embarking on an adventure, like not just planning it, but really doing it. I feel like you're making sure that you guys as a family, you make sure that your children experience things, and you know, you're the one in the family taking action. Let me think about this. It came out reversed. It's very interesting because this came out reversed too. I feel like, yes, this is a balancing act, you know. I feel like these really belong together because it came out reversed. So it's like you want to be adventurous, but you can't be too adventurous. Like something is holding you back. And when you have a family, when you have especially small children, it's that tug of war between, I want to be stable, I want to stable for my children, for my family, and I want to be this constance, this what's the word, I want to be consistent, and I want to make my family my priority. And at the same time, you know, you have, like I said, desires too, and you want to travel, and you want to see the world, and you want to just experience things, have fun, and have it be not so boring. And family life really is this balancing act between routine and the boring, mundane, day-to-day life, and still finding things that are fun and bringing this excitement into your life. And I think you're really good at that because this is in your strengths here. So I feel like you found a good recipe for bringing together, on one hand, a consistency, a routine that gives your children a sense of security, and on the other hand, make it so that it's not boring. Like, make them experience things, make all of you experience things as a family, go on adventures together on the weekends probably, or I don't know what that looks like. This can look very different from family to family. Obviously, for some families, this will be on the weekends, and for some families, there's entrepreneur parents who maybe have travel blogs and include their children in their creative endeavors. Because really, as long as children are with their, especially with their mother, but I would say even more so if they're with both their parents together, it doesn't really matter where they are, up to a certain point, of course, as long as their parents are with them and give them the sense that everything's fine and that they're complete as a family. And I feel like it's safe to say that you really, really accomplished that with your children, and you can be so proud of that. And I'm so, like, this, I'm so happy for you. It looks great, really. So let's see. Words of advice. Last piece of advice or encouragement. What does pile 1 need to hear right now? What's important for them to hear? I feel like my camera is crooked. I'm sorry if this is not aesthetically pleasing. There we go. What does pile 1 need to hear? Last word of advice or encouragement, or just what is important for them to hear right now. Oh, you turned around. You're meaning business. Okay. Okay. We have the Knight of Swords here and the 9 of Pentacles. Ooh. 9 and 10 of Pentacles here. And the Ace of Swords in reversed. So first and foremost, I think there is an aspect of financial abundance here. Interesting. Let's see this in combination with the oracles I pulled for you. Okay, strengths, weaknesses, and words of advice or courage. Okay, here we have breaking trail. A breakthrough is at hand. Well, clearly. Wow. Then discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. This always gives me a vibe of, it doesn't really matter what they're saying. If you follow your heart and if you follow your soul's calling, you're gonna be on the right track, and you will live and speak your truth no matter what everybody else is saying. Dolphin spirit, this and that are true. Look at that. Look how aligned this is. Look at how aligned these two cards are with each other. Wow. Huh. Oh, this is so cool. Pile 1. And then the last card, Brown Bear Spirit. Take time out. Yes. And by the way, we have here, I normally don't pay attention to this, but we have here 9/20. I don't know if the 20th of September has any significance to you. It doesn't have to, but I usually don't notice numbers. So maybe for many of you it is. Maybe for some of you these numbers have significance in any way. Wow. So it's safe to say that it's important for you to take that time for yourself that I mentioned. So I guess it really does speak about that. Like, you have to be careful that you don't overpour into your family/children to the extent that you forget yourself or neglect yourself, because only if your cup is full can you pass the cup to your children. This is so cool how this is telling a story. I'm loving this reading, pile 1. And take this as a sign, dear people of pile 1, to always act on the ideas that spontaneously pop into your head, even if you didn't plan anything, and that just ignite that flame of inspiration in you. And then don't postpone it, go for it, because that's what I did right now. And this is such an easy flowing reading for me right now. And so like aligned and just wonderful. So I just want to tell you that is the way to go. That is the way to live your life. Don't force inspiration. Don't do anything if you're not inspired. Don't try to force ideas, but like, go for it if you have that idea. Anyway, back to your reading. We have the Knight of Swords, who is someone who is very intelligent, but who is lacking the... Oh, I'm getting teenager vibes here. Well, I would say, pile 1, that many of you, of course not all of you, take what resonates and leave the rest. But this is pick a card reading. But many of you have teenage children, and intelligent teenage children at that. And they will use their words to hurt you because they know exactly where it stinks. They have incredible intelligence, but lack the maturity to know how to use it for a good cause, let's say. Or they do things like they're very quick with their words, but they don't really think of the repercussions. They don't really think about what those words are going to do to people. And that's, a very either teenager or toddler thing to do, to be very unfiltered and quite careless with their words. And their words cut like a knife, man. Jeez. Yeah, like, you really have to step back to not take it personal and to look at it how it is, Yeah, and with this, a breakthrough is at hand as well with the 9 of Pentacles. Man, there's something major on the horizon for you. I don't know what you're working on or what you and your partner are working on. If you're in a relationship, doesn't need to be. But I feel like something is really gonna pay off. Like, the hard work is gonna pay off. Maybe this is also talking just about your children. It doesn't need to be anything with a job, anything that generates money, although it is Pentacles, and that speaks of the tangible things, which we have 3 Pentacles cards here. Sorry guys, my video got interrupted. I just love how often this happens. Anyway, I was saying, it's interesting that the Ace of Swords is showing up in reverse, and that I said what I said earlier about, only acting when inspiration really hits you, and not acting because you think you have to. Like, you're supposed to react to something, or you're supposed to act on something, you're supposed to do something because you have to be on a timeline or whatever. Just wait until that inspiration comes to you. And how this is relevant to you is, I think that your kid is triggering you, triggering old wounds in you, and saying quite hurtful things to you. And with the light of truth and the this and that are true cards here, I think you're wondering if what they say have merit, if what they say to you is true. Like, am I really such a bad mother? Am I doing this and this and that wrong? I mean, it's not surprising that something like this is happening, because you are probably here because you have some questions and that you want answers to. So, I mean, from their perspective, it's definitely true, and that's okay, and that's valid. That's their perspective, but it's not necessarily the whole truth. This and that are true. It's two perspectives here, butting into each other. It's your child's perspective and it's your perspective. And don't go to them like you don't know what you're talking about. You're just a child, because yes, they may not be mature, but they still have valid feelings and perspectives. And when you're with someone with less maturity, you're not supposed to look down on them, but instead meet them where they are. Of course, that doesn't apply to all humans on this planet. If you're not in alignment with them, you don't have to have them in your life, and you don't have to meet them anywhere, But with your children, it's a little bit different. You gotta meet them where they are and not expect them to rise on your level, of maturity or whatever. Get on the knees, get on their eye level, and try to see the situation through their eyes, from their perspective. And try not to overanalyze it. Try not to overthink it. They are very, very immersed in the human experience right now, and very probably rather far away or disconnected from their spiritual self right now, assuming they're teenagers. But also if they're just in this spirit right now, you can, like, that allows you to see the bigger picture and lead your life a little bit more intuitively. So when they're so in their mind, you try not to be. Act on intuition and inspiration more, and on the mind less. Don't overanalyze them or their words, or don't overthink the situation and their behaviors. Just try to meet them where they are. And I think this is very much connected with this. Like, you cannot put your entire focus on them, seek all your validation from them. You have to find your own sacred place within yourself that you can retreat to, that you can pull strength from, and then come back to them in like with a renewed energy. It's very important for you to take that time out. Whatever situation you're in with your kid right now that is difficult, a breakthrough is at hand. And you'll be back to this very abundant family life. Don't worry about it. I don't see anything horrible here. I don't see any bad, how do I say, massive conflict here. super bad vibes or whatever. It's just that, you know, they're in this phase right now that is just like they're cocky, they're daring, they're a little bit like overconfident maybe, although the knight is not reversed here. It's just this cocky energy, you know, and it's not necessarily something negative. And if you see it as something negative, ask yourself why. Ask yourself, why is their behavior triggering you? What is it triggering you? Is it triggering an old wound of yours? Because then you can look in the mirror, ask yourself, just what is it doing with you? Because then that's not really, they're just holding up a mirror for you, you know? Everyone's always holding a mirror up for us. Yeah. But I think you're absolutely gonna be fine. You just need to learn to take care of yourself more, to fill your own cup better, to have healthy boundaries with your child or children. Other than that, you give your children this great sense of security and you have this good, you know, balance everywhere. And I feel like looking at all these colors, it just feels like a very warm and nourishing environment to grow up in for them. So chin up, mama, papa, whoever you are. You're doing a great job. All of us are triggered by their children. That's the most normal thing in the world. That's what they're supposed to do. That's what they're here for, to hold up a mirror to the world and enforce change, you know. And that's undoubtedly what's going to happen. And there's going to be a great sense of accomplishment and just comfort, abundance coming from it. Like, there's not going to be a thing missing in the world, really. Yeah, it's wonderful. Let me know in the comments, pile one, how this resonated for you, what the situation is with your kid. And if you heard what you needed to hear, that's honestly my favorite part about my YouTube channel. Can never get enough of it. I thank you so much for being here, for taking the time to watch my video. Hit the subscribe button if you like this. Make sure to not miss out on any content. I'm also available for private readings if you ever have the means to do that. You can find my email address in the channel description, in the video description. And what else? I am on Instagram and TikTok, although not really active because, like I said, I'm awkward with content creation. That would be florencej_guidance. But honestly, the YouTube channel is the most important to me. So any interaction here, guys, would just mean the world to me. Anyway, I love you guys. I send you love and light. I hope to see you around, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hello, pile 2. I'm so ready for your reading. I'm so cheerful today. I'm inspired. And I'm going to tell you what I already told pile 1, just in case anyone needs to hear it. I don't want anyone to miss out on this message because I feel like we're all connected. And so I want to share with you guys a realization I keep having with my growing experience as a tarot reader. Really don't force ideas. Don't force yourself to do things when you're not feeling inspired, when you don't have an idea, just because you think you need to hold up a certain standard. You have to live up to certain expectations. You have to post that and that many times a week. You know what I'm saying? Instead, wait until it just hits you, because then you're so excited to do it and everything flows so effortlessly. That's what I just noticed with pile 1. I'm sure with you it's not going to be different. So apply that to your life however you can, like, you know, however you can. Can't speak anymore, sorry. Just wait for that inspiration. And if you feel like it's not coming, then start. But if the inspiration is still not coming, don't force it, because only garbage will come from forcing it. I have forced myself to do readings even when I didn't have a special idea. You know, I would force myself to come up with these generated tarot reading subjects that you see everywhere. And not only were the readings kind of, you know, kind of not, I don't want to say chaotic, because that just happens sometimes. The messages come out properly anyway, but they just didn't find much resonance. They didn't feel 100%. They kind of feel forced. And when you just wait for the inspiration to hit and then do it, not only will you feel better doing it, but also the reactions to it, the resonance will be so much bigger. And that is, in the end, what we're doing things for, and what will give us so much fulfillment. So yeah, that's my TED Talk. Let's get into your reading. First, we're gonna get the weaknesses over with, whatever Spirit wants you to hear right now, wants you to focus on. We're gonna lay it out here, and then we're gonna pull a card, or probably cards, for your strengths, and then just, you know, wherever it takes us, words of encouragement, words of advice, whatever it is that you need right now. So let's start with the key weakness that needs tending to right now in your current situation. What is pile 1's biggest weakness in parenthood, or biggest challenge in parenthood that they need to focus on right now, that they need to work on right now if they want the situation to find resolution? That is very interesting. 3 of Wands in reversed, which we had in the strengths in pile 1, but in a different deck. So that is extremely interesting. Then we have the 8 of Swords also in reversed here. So there's something you want to take action with, but you feel like something's holding you back. And also the 8 of Swords is talking about how you feel stuck, because that's how you see yourself. But in reality, no one is forcing you to stay in a situation. Circumstances sure can feel like we got nowhere else to go, we got nothing else to do, like we're stuck. But the reality of the matter is that at the end of the day, that's easier said than done, of course. But at the end of the day, it's our choice. But it's very safe to say that you are stuck right now, because, yeah, this is reversed and this is reversed. So you're being held back. And I think what Spirit wants to, or I'm going to say your higher self from now on. Your higher self wants you to shift your perspective. So before I talk any further, I want to hear your strengths, and I want to see the advice. I want to see it all on the table, and then give it to you. So let's see your strengths. Your strengths in parenthood. Oi, 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 oi. Wow, they fly. So, see, at least you have more strengths and weaknesses. Don't fret, okay? It's always that way. You know, we are our own harshest critics as parents. And we tend to go way too hard on ourselves. And maybe you have thoughts of, you know, you might have these very dark thoughts of, my children are holding me back. Let me tell you right now and release you of this guilt. We all have it. Let me tell you, as a mom, we all have these thoughts, and we all think of the things like the travels or whatever else, whatever other adventures you have wanted to do. We all think of them and have to mourn them because for a certain amount of time, it's not possible anymore. And maybe right now to you, it feels like it's never going to happen anymore for you. And you're mourning that, and that's okay. But let's shift your focus, because you have strengths and you don't have, you have many of them. So first, we have the Seven of Pentacles, patience, which oh my God, Pylon, I wish I had it. Five of Wands. Chaos, disorganization in strengths. Interesting. And wow, the Sun. Pylon. I love that. You know, even if you think you're the worst parent right now, you're absolutely wonderful with them. You know what this reminds me of? How our children are little plants, and we have to, like, we are nurturing the roots. You know, we're giving them a foundation so they can, like, grow in a safe environment. And we have the patience for them to find their, basically, we don't pull on the plant to make it grow, right? We just protect it and we nurture it, and then we watch it grow by itself. And it's such a perfect and beautiful metaphor for parenthood, because if we do it right, we don't pull on our children to grow in a certain direction, or, you know, we let them grow their roots and let them grow up to be whatever they want to be, and we are just there to support them, nourish them. And I think what this is trying to say is that even in the face of absolute chaos, you are the absolute sun to them. Children are such pure chaos, and I feel like you, like, obviously this is a pick a card reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest. For me, this is very much small children vibes here. The small little plants that basically they're born with a personality and everything, and we can't force them into anything, and if we try to, we fuck them up more than anything else. All we can do is just do what I already said, and it's so chaotic, man. So chaotic, and I think you're working hard to get a sense of organization, to bring some order into the chaos, and I think you're pretty good at that, to be honest. And I just want you to know that they absolutely adore you. You're the sun of their life. You're the center of their universe. You are, their life evolves around you. Revolves, I'm sorry. Their life revolves around you, which honestly, I mean, is not surprising. You're their mother or parent, whatever. You are what gives them life. And like I said, you know, a plant needs water and sunlight and the good balance of the both. and you are giving them the warmth of the sun, and it makes them so happy and so joyful, and they just, it's pure bliss what you're giving them. You might be doubting yourself right now, and I feel like what this is speaking about and your weaknesses is that you have this perspective of yourself that does not resemble how they see you at all. At all. And you need to take another good hard look into the mirror to ask yourself why you see yourself the way you see yourself. You're so hard on yourself. And also that feeling of being held back and tied down is very valid when you're a parent. Maybe you're a single parent, which makes the circumstances even harder, but let me tell you, you're doing a great fucking job. You're killing it, man. Let's see. We want to get some last words of encouragement and advice, and I'm gonna get an even clearer idea about everything once I pull these cards. There's a Knight of Wands. Oh, so much fun! I'm getting a feeling that you have a lot of fire placements in your chart, because you have the Wands 3 times here and the Sun here, which would be Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. Take it if it resonates. Doesn't have to be. Judgment in reversed. Okay. Just gonna get messy, I'm sorry. I apologize. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. We also had that in pile 1. Interesting. Nine of Swords. I think this actually reminds me very, very much of a close friend of mine. And she is a single mom that doesn't have a lot of money. So she's doing everything in her power to give their children a fun life, you know, to do fun things, to get a lot of outdoors fun and adventures and all that. And it's just really, she's still, you know, running the motherfucking show, no matter how wild and unfortunate her fucking circumstances. And that's exactly what you're doing. I have this Knight of Wands here that is just an extremely passionate and fun individual that they might not be a queen or a king yet, you know, they might not be like, they might not have the ultimate maturity or anything, but they're very passion driven, and just so much fun. They're the live in the moment kind of person. I feel like you're getting sleepless nights about this topic, you know. Nine of Pentacles. Either you wonder if you're really giving your children enough, but also just money is a stressful topic for you. And I just feel like there are wounds that need to be addressed. This is anxiety, insomnia. I mean, you get the energy of the card, you know, if you look at it. And we have the Judgment here in reversed, and the Judgment card is really following your soul's call. And I feel like maybe you're too disconnected right now to hear your soul's call, because you're so immersed in the human experience right now, because your circumstances are difficult, and you feel like you can't follow your soul's call because you have children that you need to take care of, and you have a responsibility, right? Yeah, so I'm just gonna pull the oracle cards that I already shuffled for you, and then that will hopefully give clear advice. We have the Rabbit Spirit. Now is a lucky time. Okay. And then the Butterfly Spirit. Transformation is beautiful. And these came out like crazy, by the way. We have the Bee Spirit. Sweet results await. I'm just gonna push these together, because you know now. Strengths, weaknesses. You still see them. Yep. Panther Spirit, reclaim your power. Yeah. And then Wise Leader, you are a beacon for others. Now look, for me, these look so similar. Although this is not a queen. But I mean, you're a mother or father, but let's just assume mother. I'm just gonna say mother. If you're a father, you know what I mean. You are a mother, so you run your kids' lives. You're everything to them. Surrender to the journey. Release control. Yeah. Easier said than done, of course. Overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. Yeah, you can. Reaching your destination. Your light is shining brightly. And another butterfly here. Yeah, this is a very, very transformative time for you. You know, the biggest challenges introduce us to, oh my god, you can't even see these down here. I am gonna have to push everything more together. Hi, pile 2. This is not easy, and you have my empathy, really. But you know, the most growth really happens outside of our comfort zone. It's really true. And here with the Bee Spirit, I can see how hard you've been working at keeping this family together, at making ends meet, at your hustle, whatever it is, you know in your heart what it is. You've been working hard, and your higher self is letting you know sweet results await. And now is a lucky time. And the Rabbit Spirit it speaks about fertility, obviously, but I don't think that's really a topic for you right now. I think this speaks more about the fertility of opportunity and idea, like you giving birth to new projects, to oh, I'm yawning. Sorry. Release. This is release. Yeah, creative endeavors of any kind, creating a new life, creating new projects, whatever it is. Now is a lucky time to create and to give birth to a new life, to new ideas, you know, whatever it is. Even if you think you can't because of your children. I want to say something, and it's anxiety screams, intuition whispers. Your higher self doesn't communicate with you loudly, it's a gut feeling. And if you're not in tune with yourself, it's very subtle, and it might be so subtle that you don't hear it. And you're very, very caught up in your human life right now, which is very, very understandable. Like I said, you have my full understanding and empathy. And we also have this reclaim your power here, which really tells me, you know, maybe an ex-partner or someone else has been putting you down, has been toxic, and you really need to reclaim your power. And if it's not an ex, the father of your children, or, you know, any outside source, it's really about overcoming your demons, because really your past trauma, your hurt, your whatever it is that's still hurting you, whatever wound it is that you still have, is what's holding you back. It's not your children, and it's not your circumstances, because when you're healed, you have the energy to make it happen. When you're healed and you're well rested and all that, you actually have the energy to come up with solutions. And the more in tune you are with yourself, the more you will be able to hear that intuition whisper to you, to hear your higher self communicating with you. I can really see that there's a disconnect here. Of course, we're never really disconnected from our higher selves. I want to say that. You are never, never, never disconnected from your higher self. You can't be, because it's you. Your higher self is you. What I mean by disconnected is you can't feel that aspect of yourself, because it's all mind, you know. The energy here on earth in the human experience is very dense, and if we're too caught up in it, we don't have access to our other senses. It's time for you to remember who you are. It's time for you to remember who the fuck you are. You are the sun itself. And I think instead of looking at yourself the way you have been, try to look at yourself from the perspective of your children, man. You're the world to them. You're a goddamn goddess. You are a goddamn warrior goddess. You're a beacon of light for your children, for others. You're so much fun. You're so adventurous and spontaneous and passionate. And you're a boss bitch, you know? Damn, and you can overcome any obstacle in your way. You have, and you continuously will. The only thing you need to do is try not to force it, which is exactly what I said in the beginning. Very interesting. Don't force anything. Surrender to the journey. Enjoy your time with your kids. Tackle the obstacles when they come, because you can. You will overcome them. Just take them on one at a time. all your hard work will pay off, and you will reach your destination. You're shining so brightly. And you know, dream of that castle in the sky. Dream about it, write about it, visualize it. Visualize your dream life, write down everything you want from life and why you deserve to have it, and imagine to have it, and start to feel like you're already having it, because that's how you manifest it into your life. And see this challenging, shift your perspective, like I said already, and try to see this challenging situation as a catalyst for transformation like you've never seen before. When you come out of this, you will not be the same person that you are when you started. It is about reclaiming your power, reconnecting with your true self. And that's really, really beautiful. Like, there's so many signs for this here. So we have here this person who emerges from the chaos and reaches for that fire, that flame, that light. And I think that is you. It's like you're rising above all the disorganized mess that your life is right now, and you're climbing this shit. You're climbing all your obstacles. You are overcoming them, and you are reaching for what's yours. You are reaching for your true self and finding that flame again that is yours. Look at this connection, which, by the way, the cord is never cut. You never have to be afraid, no matter how disconnected you feel. You never have to be afraid to be alone, because your higher self can never be disconnected from you. It's you. You are always with you. It's just about grounding yourself as well as opening up again. And this woman here is dancing barefoot in the grass. And I just feel like instead of trying to fix everything that is not working as you want it to be, try to really indulge in this side of you. Oh. Yeah, try to really indulge in this side of you and have as much fun as you can. You don't have to focus on the things that are negative. Not at all, not by any means, because you're just gonna draw in more of that into your life. That's all you want. Focus on what makes you happy. Focus on your children in a positive way. Focus on being present with them. Do exactly what you have been doing, because you're a great mom to your child or to your children. I keep saying your children for some reason, but you might just have one. Sorry if that didn't resonate. You know, live your best life as much as you can and embrace your power. Step into your divine feminine energy. Like that is a warrior goddess if I've ever seen one, and that's who you are. And the sooner you realize that, and the sooner you realize your worth, how divine you are, the better for you. Don't worry about the obstacles. You will overcome them as you have overcome everything. Yes. And with that, I will say goodbye to you. I think that was all. Thank you very much, Pile 2, for being here, for your patience, for taking your time to watch my video. Make sure to leave a comment, because that is my favorite part about this YouTube channel. I can never get enough of your stories. Let me know if it resonated. Let me know what your situation is. You know, whatever you want to share, I will love to hear. Make sure to subscribe, because my baby channel can use all the support it can get. And if you want to, I'm also available for personal readings. If you ever have the means to, you can find my email address in the channel description and the video description. I will see you around, Pile 2. Thank you so much. Bye bye.